Of the season, good evening. Thank you for joining us on Kwara TV News Now, reaching you live from Kwara State Television Authority, Akpate Akuba, Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Kwara TV News Now come to you live on Star Time, channel 113, and Free TV channel 502. You can always be with us from wherever you're watching us from on Facebook and YouTube at Kwara TV. I am Zachariah Surakat, and I will begin from the Federal Capital Territory, where the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, has felicitated with Nigerians and members of the armed forces of Nigeria on the occasion of Christmas, calling for unity, peaceful coexistence, and a renewed commitment to national progress. In his Christmas message issued on Wednesday, Oluyede said personnel welfare remains a priority of the armed forces leadership. He said efforts are ongoing to improve living and working conditions, health care, accommodations, and allowances of personnel, as well as support for families of deceased personnel. The CDA said frontline troops deployed across various theaters of operations commending their courage, discipline, and professionalism during the festive season. He said the nation owed them gratitude for their sacrifice in the defense of Nigeria. The CDS appreciated Nigerians for what he described as their resilience, patriotism, and support to the armed forces despite the security challenges confronting the country. Oluyede added that cooperation between the military and the public remains critical to achieving sustainable peace and security. Still on the festive season, the Kwara State Police Command has announced comprehensive security arrangements across the state ahead of the Christmas and the New Year celebration. In press release, the Commissioner of Police in Kwara State, CP Adekimi Ojo, says the command has activated robust statewide security measures to ensure the safety of lives and properties during the Yuletide season. The deployment is in line with the nationwide security architecture of the Nigerian Police Force, as directed by the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun. Visibility policing, intelligence-led patrols, and targeted operations have been intensified across places of worship, markets, recreational centers, events, venues, motor parks, highways, and other public spaces. The command added that tactical and specialized units are on heightened alert with surveillance and raid ongoing in identified black spots and flash points across the state. Officers on duties have been directed to remain professional, firm, and cautious in the discharge of their responsibility. Kwara State Police Command assured residents of its commitment to maintain peace and security before, during, and after the festive period. CP Ojo has also extended warm Christmas and New Year greetings to the people of the state, urging them to cooperate and celebrate in peace and unity. Residents are encouraged to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station. And now to Katsina State. Katsina State Governor Diko Reda has extended warm felicitation to Christians in the state and across Nigeria as they celebrate Christmas and prepare to enter the new year. This is contained in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Ibrahim Muhammad. On Wednesday, Reda urged Christians to reflect on the teachings of Jesus Christ, particularly his messages of love, sacrifice, and peace and compassion towards humanity. The governor described Christmas as a significant period for Christians to renew their commitment to values that promote peaceful coexistence and national unity, calling for sustained collaboration between Christians, Muslims, and people of other faiths in the state, noting that religious tolerance and mutual respect are essential ingredients for development and progress. The governor urged Christians to use the Christmas season to pray for peace, security, and prosperity in Katsina State and Nigeria, emphasizing that the nation needs divine intervention and human cooperation to achieve lasting progress. And back to Kwara State. Kwara State's 2026 budget proposal are scaled through second reading on the floor of the Kwara State House of Assembly following a thorough debate by the state lawmakers. A sum of 644 billion naira 4,816,893 were on Monday presented to the state Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak for legislative approval. Legislative reporter Busayo Aweda completes the story.
Kwara State House of Assembly has continued deliberations on the 2026 budget proposal, with lawmakers commending Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak for his people-centered approach. During plenary, Mogadi Oba Abdulkadri, representing Ilorin West State constituency, applauded the recent approval of the teachers' salary allowance and sustained investment in health and education infrastructure, saying the policies reflect the governor's commitment to fulfilling his campaign promises.
Start the budget of consolidation and sustained growth in a total sum of 644,816,893 Naira 0 kobo. It's targeted on completing ongoing projects and investing in areas of urgent needs.
Speaking also, Rukayat Shitu, representing Owode Onire constituency, commended increased allocations to the Ministry of Environment, noting that funds for waste evacuation trucks, sanitation equipment, public toilets, tree planting, and flood control will improve public health and environmental sustainability.
To begin with, the proposed provision of 20 million naira for the purchase of motorcycles and tricycles is commendable, as this will significantly enhance fleet mobility for environmental officers, improve routine monitoring, and ensure rapid response to sanitation, inspection, and enforcement needs, especially in hard-to-reach communities.
Seidu Baba of Edo State constituency emphasized the budget's focus on capital expenditure, pointing out that nearly 65% of the total proposal is devoted to developmental projects, underlying the administration's commitment to economic growth across urban and rural communities. After the debate, Speaker Yakubu Danlad Saliu directed the clerk to read the bill for the second time.
A bill to make 2026 appropriation for the year ending 31st day of December 2026 second reading course.
Busayo Aweda, Kwara TV News.
And now to Jigawa State. The Jigawa State House of Assembly has passed the 2026 appropriation bill of 901.84 billion naira for the services of the state government with some amendments. The report says that the passage of the bill followed the adoption of the report of the House Standing Committee on Appropriation at the plenary presided over by the Speaker Haruna Aliyu in Dutse. Presenting the report, the chairman of the committee, Ibrahim Hamza, said House Standing Committee had earlier engaged all ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, on assessment and defense of their respective budget estimates. Hamza said the committee was satisfied with the allocation made for the provision of infrastructure and social amenities to the people in the 2026 fiscal year. The report added that the Assembly also passed 288.848 billion naira for the services of the 27 local government councils of the state. Hamza called on the Ministry for Local Government to ensure that the chairman of councils adhere to the implementation of their respective budgets for the well-being of the rural populace. It will be recalled that Governor Umar Namadi had on November 25 presented a budget of 901.84 billion naira to the Assembly for consideration and approval. Back to Kwara State. Residents of the Bayaganyili community in the Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State were thrown into a frenzy of joy and happiness following the release of their traditional ruler, Oba Kamilu Salami, the Ojibara, who was abducted 25 days ago by bandits. It will be recalled that the monarch was abducted on his farm on a fateful Saturday morning. The palace surge hinted a reported bombardment of jubilant residents who crowded to catch a glimpse of their monarch. Spokesperson of the community, Ayilara Lawal, confirmed the development in a telephone chat with newsmen on Wednesday. Ayilara said the monarch was released after a huge sum amount of money was paid in 2 installments to the bandits. It revealed that only the community raised the amount demanded by the bandits before the release of the monarch. Ayilara, who expressed confidence that the bandits won't strike again in the community, said more vigilantes and hunters have been recruited to keep watch over the community. He also believed that with development, residents who fled the community would start returning. He added that the monarch was brought to Ilorin today for urgent medical attention. And now to Adamawa State. Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Fintiri has granted pardon to Sunday Jackson, who was previously sentenced to death, along with 2 other inmates. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Homwashi Womvoki, disclosed this in a statement issued in Yola. Woki said the gesture was part of activities marking the Christmas and New Year celebration. He said those granted pardon include Sunday Jackson of Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center, Joseph Ujin of Medium Security Custodial Center Yola, and Maxwell Ibrahim of the Medium Security Custodial Center Kaduna. He added that the governor also approved the full remission of the remaining sentences of 5 other inmates. The beneficiaries are Joshua James Audu, Adamu Ibrahim, Muhammad Abubakar, Ibrahim Osman, and Saidu Abubakar. They are currently serving their various jail terms at the Medium Security Custodial Centers in Numhan and Jada. The statement noted that Fintiri's decision followed the inmates demonstrated improvement in behavior and conduct while in custody. And now on the fiscal matters, the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, has called for the restraints order over claims of alteration to Nigeria's tax law, urging Nigerians to allow lawmakers to complete their investigation before drawing conclusions. Oyedele made the call on Wednesday while speaking amidst growing controversy over alleged changes to sections of the tax legislation. He said speculation based on unverified claims was unhelpful, stressing that the National Assembly was best placed to determine whether any alteration were made and where that such changes were substantial. He cautioned against public debate over documents whose origin remains unclear, noting that some of the circulating claims could not be properly traced, adding that allegation that tax officials had been granted new powers to arrest citizens through law enforcement agencies. Oyedele said such power were not new and already existed under the current law. And finally, from the Kwara TV Sports Desk, the Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday night, December 23rd, 2025, won their first opening match of AFCON 2025, defeated Tanzania with 2-1. Kwara TV News spoke to some football fans in Ilorin who expressed their joy over the victorious performance of the Super Eagles. Staff reporter Abdul Latif Ahmed filed in this report, and his report is presented from our studios.
Nigeria began their 2025 African Cup of Nations with a 2-1 victory over Tanzania at Vest Stadium in Vest, Morocco on Tuesday, December 23, 2025. The match kicked off at exactly 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Semi Ajayi handed Nigeria the lead in the 36th minute with a towering header from Alex Iwobi's cross. Nigeria nearly began the second half with a fantastic finish from Victor Osimhen, but was ruled offside. Tanzania scored in the 50th minute to level the score 1-1. However, the Super Eagles restored their lead just 2 minutes after with a spectacular strike from Ademola Lookman. Some football lovers who spoke to Kwara TV News in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, expressed their joy and excitement of the good performance of the Super Eagles.
It's fantastic. We are not disappointed, and really we enjoyed how our boys played yesterday. They played very well, so I think it's a very good one. 2 goals, the build up to the 2 goals are very, very good, very, very good. Both our goal and the Tanzania goal, all the goals are well composed. They are good goals.
We have a match, so it's a fantastic match. Which our player they are trying just to put more efforts, because there will be a small
what's
mistake.
The expectation? With the kind of performance they have showcased yesterday, so it shows that they are ready for the business. So the performance was okay. So if they should maintain it like that, I think they should be able to win the cup.
Nigeria will look to maintain their spot at the top of Group C when the Super Eagles face Tunisia on Saturday, 27th December 2025. Abdulateef Ahmed, Kwara TV News.
With the report on the performance of the Super Eagles concludes our package of Kwara TV News now from the English desk. Stay tuned for Iroyin Lerifi. I am Zakaria Surakat. Good evening.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀yin aráalé, àsìkò iṣẹ́ ní Ìròyìn Lérèfé la mú tọ̀yìn wá láti iléeṣẹ́ ìmúmáwòrán ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sápàdà Àkùbá nílùú Ìlọrin. Hawa Dáúdà nínú ìròyìn ẹ máa bá wa kálọ. Ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ilẹ̀ wa Ọ̀gágun Olúfẹ́mi Olúyẹ̀dé ti bá àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà yọ̀ àti àwọn ọmọ àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ológun lórí ayẹyẹ pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún tó sì pè fún ìṣọ̀kan, ìbágbépọ̀ àlàáfíà tó ń ti àyípadà ìfarajìn sí ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lápapọ̀. Olúyẹ̀dé ló léde ọ̀rọ̀ náà nínú àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tó gbé síta lónìí nígbà tó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọ̀hún ló múmúlò kan àyà rẹ̀. Ó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé akitiyan ṣì ń tẹ̀síwájú lójúnà àti mú ìrúgọ́gọ́ bá ìṣiṣẹ́ àti ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ológun pàápàá jùlọ lágbọn ètò ìlera, ibùgbé, owó àjẹmọ́nú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ológun tó fi mọ́ ìpèsè ìrànwọ́ fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọ̀hún tó ti filẹ̀ ṣàṣọ̀bùra. Bákan náà ló sọ̀rọ̀ ìmọrírì òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ológun tí wọ́n léde ní gbogbo ààyè tí wọ́n jù wọ́n sí, tí ó sì gbóṣùbà àràbàǹdẹ̀ fún olùkọ́raẹni ní ìjánu, ìgboyà àti àkọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ tí wọ́n jẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ lákòókò pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, ó ṣàfikún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ló jẹ wọ́n ní ọpẹ́ dídá látàrí ìrúbọ tí wọ́n ṣe láti lè fi dáàbò bo ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Olúyẹ̀dé bákan náà tún wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lórí ohun tó ṣàpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìjẹ́ olótìtọ́, olùfarajìn tí wọ́n jẹ́ àti pàápàá ìrànwọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe fún àjọ ológun bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ń la àlàkọjá àìràjàjà ààbò. Ó ṣàfikún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé ìtẹ̀síwájú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àjọ ológun àti àwọn ènìyàn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ló jẹ́ ọ̀pákùtẹ̀lẹ̀ sídìí ìṣàmúlò àlàáfíà àti ààbò tó gbópọn ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ti kéde wípé gbogbo ètò ló ti wà ní sẹpẹ́ àti pàápàá ààbò tó péye kárí gbogbo tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ló ti wà báyìí ṣáájú ayẹyẹ pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìṣẹ́ ọdún kérésì àti ọdún tuntun. Àtẹ̀jáde gbàtọwọ́ kọmíṣánná àfájọ ọlọ́pàá nípínlẹ̀ yìí Adékìmí Òjó sọ wípé àjọ ọ̀hún ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ààbò tó gbópọn ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lójúnà àti rí dájú pé ààbò tó péye wà fún ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn lákòókò pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìṣìn ọdún. Àmúdájú ààbò yìí ló wà ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìlànà ààbò àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí àṣẹ látọwọ́ ọ̀gá àgbà pátápátá lájọ agbófinró yìí ní Káyọ̀dé Ẹgbẹ́tókùn. Àtẹ̀jáde ọ̀hún bákan náà sọ wípé ó sì jọ̀wọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ náà jákèjádò àwọn àyè ìjọsìn, àyè ìgbafẹ́, ibùdókọ̀, àwọn òpópónà ńlá àti ààyè mìíràn tí ènìyàn máa ń pọ̀ sí jù. Wá gba àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ọlọ́pàá níyànjú láti máa tẹ̀síwájú nídìí jíjẹ́ àkọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ yìí bákan náà mú dájú fún àwọn olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ìfarajìn rẹ̀ lójúnà àti tẹ̀síwájú ìpèsè àlàáfíà àti ààbò tó péye ṣáájú, lákòókò àti lẹ́yìn ọdún. Bákan náà ó fi ìkíni rẹ̀ ránṣẹ́ sáwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara pẹ̀lú àfikún ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú wípé kí wọ́n ṣọdún nínú àlàáfíà tó ń ti ìṣọ̀kan. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ó wá rọ àwọn olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí láti máa wà lójúlà lákàn fi ṣọ́rí ńgbà gbogbo kí wọ́n sì má ṣe kọ̀ láti fi ẹ̀sùn àfúrásì kankan sùn àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò. Àbá ìṣúná ọdún 2026 ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ló ti rí kíkà fún ìgbà ìkejì níwájú ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ yìí látẹ̀lé ìdúnàdúrà látẹnu àwọn ọmọ aṣòfin. Owó tí iye rẹ̀ tó ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà òjìlélẹ́ẹ̀gbẹ̀ta bílíọ̀nù náírà, mílíọ̀nù 4 náírà àti ẹ̀sùn díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti gbé síwájú ilé lọ́jọ́ Ajé látọwọ́ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ yìí Abdulrahman Abdulrazak fún ìbuwọ́lù ilé aṣòfin. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ ìnílé aṣòfin Bùsáyọ̀ Àwẹ̀dá jábọ̀ wípé ilé aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdúnàdúrà lórí ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú bí àwọn aṣòfin ti ṣe gbóṣùbà sàdánkátà fún gómìnà, èyí tí ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara jẹ́ lọ́kàn púpọ̀. Lákòókò ìjókòó ilé ọ̀hún ní Mọ́gàjí Ọba Abdulkadir tó jẹ́ aṣòfin tó ń ṣojú ẹkùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ti kàn sára lórí ìbuwọ́lù owó àjẹmọ́nú àwọn olùkọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ yìí, ìṣàmúlò ìdókòwò pàápàá jùlọ lágbọn ètò ìlera, àkànṣe ètò ẹ̀kọ́, èyí tó sọ wípé àlàálẹ̀ yìí ló ṣàfihàn ìfarajìn ìṣèjọba gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak tó fi ṣe àmúṣe àwọn ìlérí tó ṣe lákòókò ètò ìpolongo ìdìbò. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, Àrìnọlá Lawal tó ń ṣojú ẹkùn ìlà oòrùn ìpínlẹ̀ yìí léde àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ọlọ́kan-ò-jọ̀kan tí iṣẹ́ ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí rẹ̀ ní gbogbo tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí, èyí tó ṣe ìkósínú kíkọ́ òpópónà, agbọn ètò ọ̀gbìn ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àjọ elétò àpapọ̀ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò oúnjẹ àti èròǹgbà ìpèsè tó ń ti dàgbàsókè ọrọ̀ ajé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní tirẹ̀, Rukayat Shittu tó ń ṣojú Owódé Onírè bákan náà kan sára lórí àlékún owó tó dé bá iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ètò àyíká pẹ̀lú àfikún ìpèsè ìrànwọ́ owó àgbẹ̀, àgbékalẹ̀ ọkọ̀ akólẹ̀ àti àwọn ohun èlò àyíká, ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ ìta gbangba, igi gbígbìn àti àkóso omíyalé, èyí tó ní yóò túbọ̀ pa kún ètò ìlera ìta gbangba. Àwọn ọmọ ilé aṣòfin ọ̀hún ni wọ́n wá tẹ́wọ́ gba ètò ìrólágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àti obìnrin, ìdàgbàsókè ìgbafẹ́ àti ìfẹ́lójú ètò ọ̀gbìn tí wọ́n sì ṣàpèjúwe àbá ìṣúná ọdún 2026 gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdáhùn sí ìbéèrè àwọn ará ìlú. Nígbà tó wá ń ka àfẹnukò ilé abẹnugan ilé ọ̀hún, onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Yakubu Danladi Sali wá rọ àwọn ọmọ ilé láti máa gbáradì fún ìtẹ̀síwájú ìfikùnlukùn láwọn ọjọ́ tó ń bọ̀ pẹ̀lú àrídájú wípé ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ló jẹ wọ́n lógún. Àwọn ènìyàn agbègbè Bayaganlé ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìfẹ́lódùn ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jó dàgínníyòdò látàrí ìtúsílẹ̀ ọba wọn látọwọ́ àwọn ajínigbé yìí ní Ọba Kamilu Salami, ẹni tó ti lo ọjọ́ 25 gbáko lákàtà àwọn àgbésùmọ̀mí. Ìrántí wà wípé ọba láyé ọ̀hún ní àwọn ajínigbé gbé sá lọ lákòókò tó wà nínú oko rẹ̀ lówùúrọ̀ ọjọ́ sátidé kan. Agbẹnusọ agbègbè ọ̀hún Àyìnlá Lawal ló fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde lákòókò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn oníròyìn lọ́jọ́ tòní. Àyìnlá sọ di mímọ̀ wípé ọba láyé ọ̀hún ní àwọn ajínigbé tú sílẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n gba owó ọ̀bìtìbìtì owó àgbọ̀forísọ̀pọ̀ èyí ń ní tí wọ́n san lẹ́ẹ̀mejì fún àwọn ajínigbé. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ ìgboyà wípé àwọn ajínigbé wọn kò ní ṣàkọlù sí agbègbè ọ̀hún mọ́ pẹ̀lú àmúdájú pé àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò fìgìláńtè àti ọlọ́dẹ ni wọ́n ti gbà lójú àti máa dáàbò bo ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn agbègbè náà. Ìròyìn lẹ́ẹ̀fẹ́ kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún tìrọ̀lẹ́ òní. Ẹ pàdé wa fún àlékún ìròyìn tó bá di ní aago 8 alẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n kí tó dìgbà náà ńkọ́ Hawa Ọ̀dádà ló ń kí wa pé ó dàbọ̀.